Hello, good morning, everyone. Let's make sure this is muted. All right. Let me just share our link today. It is the first Friday, free Friday, usually the first and third, but I unfortunately was down in Maryland dealing with my mother. So it was not easy. So hold on one second. Let's just get this stuff set up over here. Let's see. There we go. Get rid of that one. There we go. And this one. All right. There we go. So let's put this over here. Good morning, Terry. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Terry. Terry, do you want to see Tesla on your birthday? I totally think you want to see Tesla on your birthday. Oh, let me just share it too on Twitter so that we can get everyone there. So pardon me while I get this. Let's see, retry. It doesn't like that I'm trying to share it on there. Let me see if I can go here on their computer. Bear with me 2 more seconds. I will do this so that all right, there we go, so that we don't have any feedback or reverberation for you guys. And that one's working. All right. There we go. Okay, let's get this set like this. Bear with me 2 seconds. Tessie on your birthday. Good morning, Brenda. All right, let's get this. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so what? Oh, there we go. That's not what I want. Hold on, wrong screen. Boom, there we go. And let me just clear this. There we go. Cancel. Close. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Computer always wanting to do something wonky. So we will definitely do that for you. All right, November 3rd. Let's see what we have in store. Big price level to watch for sure of 430.50. Bring the live stream up over here so I can see the chat more easily. All right, so happy fall. Can you believe it? We are just a short 3 weeks away from Black Friday. That means we are not far away from the end of the year. We are not far away from Christmas time. We are not far away from crazy capitalism with all the sales and all of that stuff. And yet people say everything's in a recession while the malls tend to be packed. So we shall see. All right, let's get our limits done. Hold on, let's relocate this over here. Nice big move up off of those the pause of the interest rates, in my opinion, I'm not sure that we are going to be seeing any more interest rate hikes. I think we are done. I'm going to stick with that. So I think that we might have a nice rise for people to see all of that. But we could have a caution, right? I say caution because we might hit 435. Hold on. Yeah, 435. And we might move down from there. Let's move this out of the way. All right, there we go. All right, let's look at our fear and greed for today, 36. Take a new one there. Oh, you know what? I meant to put on some music. We could sing happy birthday to Terry. All right, let me get that music. Let's get some music playing. I love music. We don't need haunted stuff. Here, we'll put this one on. Ambient beats. Let's try this. Let's see. Forex Factory today. We have non-farm employment change coming at 8:30. So I will go over a little bit what I'm looking at and why, so that people know. Give those that have not. Whoop. So we had member Barr speaking, interesting, at 8 o'clock today. We'll see what he had to say. Hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment, final services PMI, and 10 o'clock. Oh, and 3:30 Barr is speaking again. 431.04. Yeah, we will check it out, Brenda. All right. So Brenda's saying 431.04. This wick right here. Yeah, see it. And also crazy wick down here, 427.58. So we shall see. But the big one, 430.57, is the really big one to watch right here. You can see it. That was also, it was just below close yesterday. So watch that. I've been watching the anchored volume profile. And so since back here, this is the highest volume. You can see that green line right there. This actually, the date that I put on that green one, let's go here, style, yeah. This goes from this, hold on, let's go back here, let's see. So, okay, it popped down there. So we have 416.13, and if you move this forward to since the 31st, so since the 31st, all of this volume right here, the big volume has been traded right here. Prior to that, it was down here. So they were buying down here, brought it up. Maybe they're testing. Maybe they're going to sell it. Maybe they're going to reverse it right here. We shall see. But what am I doing? So let's very quickly, hold on, let me save this. Let's look, for example, at Tesla, right? While we're waiting for 8:30, because sometimes the numbers come out. Oh, and let's check out the cover of The Economist. I like to look at The Economist cover to see what will happen. Weekly edition, here we go. Too good to be true. Uh-oh, are they walking off of a bridge, right? Hard truths about Gaza's ceasefire. I know that Blinken was going to press Israel for a pause on the war against Hamas. Makes you wonder about funding, right? Because usually war creates positive, but when they started this war, it all started to drop. They never got the money for it. So are they literally walking off a cliff right now? Is this going to be, hey, this is the upward move in the SPY, and then boom? Is it too good to be true? So what is going on, right? The market in general is moving up. Tesla is rebounding off of the bottom right here. So what do I do? For those that are newer, they don't usually tune in and that are not members in the morning. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at pre-market volume, right? So let's put this down here. I don't need that. I'm looking at pre-market volume to see, yeah, they're walking on air, not reality, right, Brenda? Looks like this is all a little bit of a fantasy. This is real and this is a fantasy. And is this the market on hot air? Is this the economy on hot air? Remember that November 15th, we still have that bill that needs to be passed for the funding of 2024. So as positive as this looks, could we get a Santa Claus rally? Yes, if they pass a bill, right? If don't pass a bill, well, that could be pretty ugly. They just got the Speaker of the House, so that could be pretty nasty. So to go back to what am I doing, right? So I'm looking at pre-market volume, the higher probability, hey, if it goes above 219.22, then it's a potential trade to the long side. If Tesla goes below 215.50, potential trade to the downside. Of course, I like to wait when we have bigger announcements until 8:30. I want to see what is going on with the announcements. How does that affect it? Because sometimes it will make it go crazy high or crazy low. Also, the fact that they have held the SPY up, right? They held it up here above 429 from 130 on. So that is a long time to get a position. Whether it is a position, same thing, they held it here from 10:45 until 12:30. So 2 hours that they held it and churned it sideways, which means, hey, there's a bit of a position that happened here. All right, there's a position that is happening here. Lower volatility, lower movement is going to lead to higher volatility, right? So if we go up above, then potential trade that way. If we go down below, potential trade to the bottom, right? So just like yesterday, if it went above 427, potential trade to the long side. Hey, look, it went up, tested it, and boom, off to the races, right? So that is what I'm looking at. Right now, we do have the SPY down 26 cents. The Qs are down. Oops, undo what I just did. I meant to click on this one. There we go. So we can see SPY is down, Qs are down, Dow is down. We had Apple reporting, so we can look at that. Apple's definitely going to be on the list today. We'll put that right here as a Apple had earnings. So when I'm doing my list, I will do a bold right there. Ex-dividend day is blue. Italics is once the, it's pre-earnings trade, right? So yesterday was pre-earnings trade. So I am, if you guys want to put in the chat, we just did Tesla for Terry. And so Terry, you got it right there, 219.22 and 215.50. You can see on the bigger picture, hey, maybe it's going to come down to test 215 from here. After 215, you might see it come down to 212 or 213 if it does break down below with some, some speed bumps along the way. But waiting to see what is going to happen here in a nice minute. We could also look at, for fun, VXX. The VIX. VIX is dropping. VXX, if we come over here, we put on this point of control, anchored volume, right? The big volume's up here at 24.95 3 days ago. How about from the bottom here? Okay, still up there. Where does it switch and drop lower? All right, 22.89, 22.42 yesterday, 21.74. So 21.74, if it goes above 22.42, then likely a move to the downside to the market again. Until then, we are, if you think of this as the inverse, right, of the SPY, we have an M, and it looks like ready for this to break out and potentially test that 20 level. 20 is a level that they're always looking at for the VXX. So let's see, do we have our numbers yet? 150,000. No bueno for farm employment. Brenda always loves to say, hey, 3 days away from the 4 EMA on the SPY? Well, right now on our daily, it has been touching, but we've had 3 super strong days. Here we go, moving to the upside. And this is why I wait, because these numbers can totally throw things off. And interesting, unemployment, the employment change is lower in Canada too. Unemployment rate, for those that do not know, I am a US expat in Canada. All right, so we can see this is screaming higher right now. And we'll just we'll leave the SPY and the index for last. Let's pop over and let me get this set up over here so we can check out. I wait to see, like I said, because that does create some volatility and some drama in the market, and that's great for trading, but not necessarily for getting everything smacked out. All right, so we have it sorted based on volume. Tesla is moving up. We actually already did Tesla. Awesome. SPY, SQ, interesting. Likely earnings right there. TLT is moving up. DraftKings for betting is moving up. All right, let's see. NVIDIA, that's a little high price. The Russell we're already going to do. Google had bigger volume. And let's put Amazon on there. All right, Apple, biggest volume for earnings. FTNT, interesting. Big 20% FTNT. 20% drop there. Oh, Carvana as well. Bill Holdings. That looks pretty dramatic drop is there. Well, and Coinbase. Also, Coinbase is very much tied to Bitcoin. So let's bring it back over. TLT. Yeah, we'll do TLT as well, Brenda. No problemo. I was also looking at the airlines. They have a nice potential. We can look at those as well. Okay, so I'm looking at pre-market from 4 a.m. So let's see here. Let's do 80, 40 to the downside. Came up, tested 82, so we're going to do 82, potential 82.40, 82.80 area, and then up. So 80.40 and 82. It isn't, earnings is past 176 million. I also have this available on my website if you don't want to see the video. Where's Troy? Troy's usually here in the mornings too. Hey, well that's right. I turned off the music. Hold on. Let me get the music back to the right level. Okay, there we go. Just recognize that I didn't have music playing for us. Bill Holdings. Ooh, ouchie. All right, so our point of control is 61.90. If we come below 61.40, 60, so we'll do that. 61.50 right there. Hello, David. I'll check out Novartis for you. 64.50. So we'll go through the whole list and then I'll check out TLT and Novartis. Oops, I forgot to make that bold because that was earnings. There we go. So Coinbase has had a downward trend, a bit of a bump up with Bitcoin, hit the 33 and the 200 exponential on 161. And Carvana, oh, this is not Bitcoin, excuse me. It's Carvana. Downward trend, bounced. Is it going to hold up above after earnings? We shall see. Just because it's green does not mean that the market is going to continue to take it higher. So 30.60, we could bring it down here to 29.80. You could come here 30.16 and then 30.31 and on up. The easier trade would likely be above 31, but you could scalp a little up in here. And then to the downside, below 28.50. So when it's super low float, I give it a really bold yellow. When it is just minor low float, I give it a light yellow, just to be aware that, hey, this could move pretty quickly because it's less than 100 million. If it has a lot of volume that day, like supply and demand for real estate, when there's more supply than demand, it takes a lot to create that bidding war. When there is low supply, high demand, boom, prices move quickly. All right, FTNT, another earnings. Not looking so pretty. Let me do something else over here. Oh. There we go. All right. So this looks like if it goes below 43 or back up above 46.50, 651 million. We can move this up here, 44.40, because there's a nice potential, or let's put it 44, nice potential dollar down there. All right, Apple came up here. Look at how it tested once, twice. Maybe they're going to bring it all the way up there later. We shall see. Let's see what's going on pre-market. Put this all the way up here, 173.50, 175.50. And Apple and all the other major tech stocks will help to pop the market if it continues to the upside. If it pulls down, to the downside. Amazon already reported, broke out of the downward trend. Let's flip this around. If it's a head and shoulders, I would watch the 142 level if we get up there, right? That would offer some resistance. It's pretty dramatic right here, right? Put that right there. 142 test, and then maybe it's going to have a bit of a correction down there. It's a pretty steep rate of growth right here to keep in mind. Looks more like a short squeeze pop on low volume as the volume is dropping. So is it really sustainable? We'll have to see. 139.12. And 137.80. All right, for Google, 128.40. $126.50. No, 127.60. Oh, I slept well, thank you. Still a lot going on. Potentially more surgeries for my mom next week. Well, definitely at least one, maybe two. All right, so let's see here for DraftKings. $29.88, but a little bit here. If it goes down, just be aware if it goes, it might come down and test 78 and then pop back up. And 31.40, they sold up here at 31.20. Why do I say they sold? Because it's above where we are now. $31.40, sorry. Square earnings, big pop. Looks like maybe it would come to 53 up there and test that. So 52.20 was the high, 52.22 back here. If it pops above that, I would use 52.40 and we're testing 51.20. So there we go, 52.40. Okay. $51.20, $52.40. And Tesla for Terry, and it has moved up from that level See, that's why I usually wait. So 222, and it popped up here, so I would move this up to 1860. Goes from 218.60 down here 217.80, 217.06, 216.35. So let's put that up too. That's why I would usually wait until after those announcements, because everything can change and then it can be a wild bucking bronco. All right, let's get on to the indexes. Let's do the Dow. Crazy move up above the 50. Maybe we're gonna come up here, 342.78. 338.50. Point of control is at 338.60 and 340.06. Now they are all green after those announcements. I do 170.60. There's a little bit here. If we go below 170, 120, 171.20. We've got down to 171, 170.80. We're above 172.20. All right, the Qs. Way up there. Let's put up 365.30 there. So we have a nice potential move, or down below. These are harder. We've got a little bit here. We could do 364.37 down to 06 to 34 to 75 to 365.30 right there. All right, and the SPY, well above that 431 level. $430.50, hitting 436.16, 430.50. There's really big spaces here. Let's put it up above 433.80. That point of control is all the way down here at 430.02. So 429.92. All right, let's get into TLT. Brenda, are you looking at daily? What are you looking at? Day trade? Swing trade? Put it up here, say 88.40 and 88 if this doesn't want it, this wants to boot. 88, 87.88. and 88.40 right there. And long term. Okay. If it tests over here, 88.88 right there, looks like that would be a test. 89.22, 90, maybe all the way up here, 94. But watch these candlesticks too. 90.50 would probably be resistance as well. All right, let's look at NVO. David, you're looking at longer term, yeah? Let's put a point of control on here. Let's go from our last high over here. Looks almost like a head and shoulders, right? A wonky one, but we breached the shoulder line right here. It's pulling back a bit. For today, did they have earnings overnight? Oh, it's 2 days ago. Okay. So right now I'd use the 96.50 as stop. If we go from earnings, where are we from earnings? They sold at 101.24 right there. Come back to our low, 96.36 right here, the pink dot pretty much. So based on earnings, looks like they sold up here at 101.24. Come over here to the former high, 187. So this is the big volume since the 13th of October. So I hope that tells you something. All right. Hope you all have an amazing trading day. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you see on the video, please come and join me as a member every trading morning. We will look at some great trading potential, and hopefully you will learn and you will profit, most importantly. So Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time. Thanks for joining me.